Well, we just got back from the West Coast and WestCoastSaw delivery. Stihl 201 muffler. Modified muffler for the Stihl 201. Little man's having a blast. We're gonna pop this muffler on, make this thing make a little bit more horsepower, make a little bit more noise, and maybe free it up a little bit. You remember last year we did maybe it was a year and a half ago now. I lose track of time, but we made that little modification to the Echo, and that Echo runs great. So we thought, why not pop this thing on from WestCoastSaw, made of aircraft aluminum, stronger than factory, half the weight of the stock muffler, includes spark arrestor screen for those that want the spark arrestor, and hopefully you can see that. Pretty cool device. Gonna fit right in there. We're gonna pull this apart, get it changed out, see how it runs. Pretty simple clamshell packaging. As you can see, the WestCoastSaw right in there. Really actually lightweight. Stihl tool should have there's small Allen keys here, and it doesn't look like my Stihl tool has them, so I have to get my Allen keys out to do this. But we'll pull this apart. Would have been cool if that muffler's still a little hot. Would have been cool if they used the same Torx bit that everything else is on the saw. Looks like we have two here. Two up underneath. So you break those two loose. And I'm thinking we're going to have to take this little cover off. Pull your old muffler out. That's still a little warm. We'll set that on the ground. Doesn't look like there's any type of gasket on there. Let me get these, make sure these are tightened up. All we'll have to do with this is pop these in like so and finagle our bolts through. See how she does. It's a nice fit though. Crack this open, show you what's inside. There you go. Screens in there. That's replaceable. Pretty simple build. And I like simple. Throw this back together, tighten this down. You don't have to open this up when you first get it unless you want to take that screen out. which I would recommend leaving it in. Had a great trip out west. That was fun. Second one will be even more fun. Trying to finagle these in and run it. That's tight. Okay. Now for our, looks like if you just get this kind of started, we'll hold this here, we should be able to kind of just finagle that until it grabs. So there's our first screw. Do the same thing with the second one. Line it up. Now you want to make sure you're sitting flush, of course. And I would tighten these up evenly. And I would maybe even run it for a little bit and then double check to make sure you're still tight. Because it is aluminum. It's pretty thick aluminum. It should hold up. But it doesn't hurt to double check. Real simple mod you can do. Make your 201 louder. Breathe easier. And probably give it a little bit more of a horsepower gain. Boom, that one's tight. And that one's tight. So that's how she sits. See the West Coast saw on the side there. We'll pop our cover back on. Winding down the weekend. What a week it's been. Got some cutting to do here soon. All right, throw our side back on. Side cover. Should clean this out. There we go. See if that loosens up. There you go. So that's all there is to it. Ready to rock and roll? Let's see what it sounds like, what it runs like. See if we notice a difference. Should auto-tune to that. Might take a few cuts. Take a little bit of running. We'll save this stuff in case we ever need it. But the only thing I could say is they would use those same T27s. That would be nice, but if you want to pick one of these Stihl 201 mufflers up from West Coast Saw, you can get them right on their website, WestCoastSaw.com. We'll let that warm up a second. Makes the saw sound meter. All right, there you go. What do you think, Smitty? Is this thing ready for the top handle challenge? I don't know. I feel like it needs ported, right? That's what everybody does nowadays. But if you're interested in one of these things, these nice little mufflers, you don't have to cut anything out on your saw. Really quick 5-minute modification you can do to it. Definitely seems to breathe better, a little bit more trigger response. Quick modification from WestCoastSaw. Check those guys out on their website. And we'll follow up with this down the road, do a little bit more cutting. I've been using the Echo a lot more. Changed the bar on this and got the Stihl lightweight new bar because I like it. Anyway, hope you guys are having fun. We'll see you in the next pixel.